Hey everybody, welcome to this week's Aspen 1 Hour Football Show, and this week is Week 9, Josh. The last opportunity for some, the first opportunity to get ready for the playoffs for others. It's amazing. We say it every year. Too quick.
I can't believe it's here. It's incredible to think that Week 9 is already here. I truly remember sitting here thinking, all right, we're just getting ready to start. It's going to be a great season, and it has been a great season. We've seen some great football here in the Jackson area, but it's sad to see that this week is going to be the last week for most of the teams here in the area.
Yeah, no shortage of great matchups, though, to talk about this week, and we have all that and more highlights coming up right after the break.
Smart homeowners know that proper maintenance of their home's AC can save a bundle in the long run. Trust our comfort specialists at 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning to keep your AC running strong. A proactive tune-up can actually help your AC run more efficiently and save you money on your electric bill. Call 855-1HOUR or visit onehourair.com. We won't leave you waiting. Sing it with me.
Always on time, or you don't pay a dime. Always on time, or you don't pay a dime.
Independently owned and operated, licensed in their respective state or county.
MVP Sports has been providing the Jackson area with the finest custom apparel and select promotional items since 2006. We can take your corporate event, Employee Appreciation Day, or golf outing to the next level with expertly crafted shirts, hats, jackets, coolers, and even golf bags. As always, you can count on MVP for all your sports and school apparel too. No matter what your needs, MVP Sports has the equipment, knowledge, and expertise to make sure every order comes out just right. Whether it's embroidery or screen print, with outstanding customer service and design services, we make outfitting your crew or team a breeze. Stop in today and let's turn your ideas into reality. MVP Sports Store, 5000 Ann Arbor Road in Jackson.
Lester Brothers has been performing driveway installations for over 30 years. Crushed asphalt is one of our most popular driveway gravels and an overall Lester Brothers favorite. When spread properly, it can last for many years. It's 100% recycled, environmentally friendly, quarter of the cost of hot asphalt, dust-free, and ready for immediate use after construction. Contact Lester Brothers today for a free timely estimate for your future crushed asphalt driveway or parking lot.
Within the folds of your life, you find the passion and drive to keep pushing forward. Growth comes from continually moving ahead in every stage of life. Count on County National Bank to help with seamless financial solutions. We can act quickly and accommodate your needs, whatever life brings your way. Our local bankers understand our community and your goals.
Let's work together.
Learn more about our personalized banking services at cnbb.bank. Member FDIC.
Welcome back to the Aspen 1 Hour Football Show. Here are the Week 8 highlights.
Vikings. Quick little handoff. Gatewood, he's been playing big, and Gatewood has a great gain on first down all the way up to the 40. This is our Bauer Sunshine Car Wash Spotlight player to watch, Stamper. He looks like they're going to mark him for a first down. So the Vikings right now in business on offense in the backfield. Bush takes the snap. It's Gatewood. Cuts back inside. Boyd, I don't know if he got it.
I don't think he did. I'm sure. I think that's a great defensive stance for Belding. It will be. The officials are going to say the ball going the other way.
So first offensive play from scrimmage from Belding, and this one could go a long way. Manley, looking manly on that run all the way up to midfield. 15 from the 45. Right up the gut. This is trouble. Jack Ward.
55-yard touchdown run there for Jack Ward. Impressive run. Right up the middle, untouched by the Vikings, and that just goes to the discipline of facing an offense like this. You got to reach your keys. One was missed there, and Ward's able to go 55 yards for the first score of this game. Belding takes a 6-0 lead.
First and 10.
What a block.
No kidding. And I'll tell you what, when you see Ward get out in front of Manley, And there's no trouble there. And really, Josh, that is just perfect execution. Cody Manley into the end zone for the Black Knights, almost untouched. And you just see all those white jerseys lead the way. If they go that way again. Here we go, blockers out front. And Manley's got the first. If you're not on the field, you're not picking up first downs when you are. You're going to give the Black Knights a lot of time to work with. Here comes Sabinski. Past the 50. Slices, dices, the 20, 10. He's gone.
58-yard touchdown run there for Anthony Sabinski. Just an excellent job. That's his 8th rushing touchdown of the year. He got out in the defensive backfield, and all he had was teammates back there. No Vikings even close to him once he got past the linebackers for Jackson. That student body run is something that we saw on film and just talked about before.
Done week in and week out in the second half. Oh boy, this could be trouble. Jack Ward just doing work and all the way down to the 5-yard line.
Ward goes 50 yards. That puts him over 100 yards rushing in this game. You now have two rushers over 100.
It is Conrad. No trouble there. Belding. Black Knights score again.
Conrad gets his first touchdown of the game. This one from 1 yard out, but he set it up with that longer run.
It looks like the Vikings will hold.
It's a good defensive stop here for the Vikings as they get the ball back.
This is likely our last play of the game. And it's going to be Gatewood. And he'll go out of bounds, and that'll bring us to zeros on the clock and a 49-0 score on the scoreboard. Belding gets the big win here. They stay a one-loss football team heading towards the playoffs. Jackson didn't play their best game. They still got a test.
O'Neal will take the snap. He's going to keep it himself. O'Neal on a quarterback keeper. Gets around to the outside. He's got some room. And he will get into the end zone. Touchdown, Golden Eagles, a 26-yard keeper.
Oh, the Comets bid on that fake by Ellison, and O'Neal had just all the open field in the world to get to the touchdown.
There's a kick to about the 12-yard line. And Logan Blackledge, he's got some room, and he'll get down to the 46. O'Neal is going to keep it himself again on a keeper. He is wide open.
Nobody's going to touch him.
Nobody's going to touch him. Ben O'Neal, his second rushing touchdown of the night.
Wow, that is just... Man, I thought we were going to have to watch Ellison on the ground today. O'Neal.
You have to watch the quarterback.
Yeah, good grief.
Ben O'Neal. Here's a little bit of a higher kick. This one is touched at the 5-yard line. He's got some room.
Oh, he's gone.
He will be gone all the way. Not be touched. Touchdown, Comets.
That was that's the Lucas Donnell. Brought him up from JV.
Lucas Nadell.
What a way to kind of seal your spot on varsity. Good job, Lucas.
See you later, Lucas Nadell, the sophomore. Clock runs now. 1st and 10 from the 19. O'Neal will throw. It is caught out of bounds at about the 5. Minuteman Sewer and Drain sets up a 1st and goal, and Ellison will get into the end zone. Touchdown, Columbia Central. Braden Ellison, his 13th touchdown of the year.
Yep.
Defense, and now he's getting some great catches on offense the next week.
Catches, runs, I mean, he's doing...
There's Nadell again. Lucas Nadell, wide open. He's got some room.
One man to beat.
One man to beat. He will go all the way. Touchdown for the sophomore, Lucas Nadell. And the Comets cut the deficit.
That was an incredible run. He had all the blocking he needed. His lineman downfield recognized, hey, he's got one man to beat. There's 2 of us. I'm going to take him out and get him into the end zone. Could potentially put the game away. Could
Ellison, he will break through the pile and get in the end zone. Braden Ellison, his 14th touchdown of the year. And the Eagles make it 33-14. We are still not even a minute in. He's about to our last quarter. Here's a wide open run. Davon Ackley. See you later.
What I tell you? What I tell
Touchdown
you?
comments. He said, give the ball. Give the ball to Ackley.
Yep.
They did, and they score.
Now we're a 2-score game.
Out of the gun, Wooster will throw. Caught by Jackson Johnson.
Oh, nice blocks.
Johnson has
He's got
room.
Oh, he had the blocks.
And the ball's on the ground. Columbia says they have it. And they do. And Hanover will drop to 2-6 on the year. They will go to 4th in the Cascades West, and they will take on either Michigan Center or Grass Lake in the crossover. That's it, your final score, 41-26. Eagles win here on senior night.
What a sloppy night around the area, and it was a sloppy night pretty much in general. Not a lot of close games. No. And, Jackson High, they took one on the chin. That was a really good Belding team that came down and walked away with a blowout win.
They were. I mean, they drove a while to come and see this football game and play here. Talking to both coaches before the game, Belding was up for the challenge, and so was Coach Antonio Parker. He thought it was going to be a great challenge, but thought, just like I did, that the offense would be able to play, and his question was, could their defense stop the offense? And what we learned is Belding's defense was much better than we thought, and Belding's offense was everything that we thought it was, and 49-0. I'm curious, though, looking back, does that game change at all if they score on that opening drive? Right. Jackson moved the ball, had success, and just couldn't get themselves in the end zone. And that was really the story for most of the game for Jackson High. They had 190 yards in the first half. They had good production, but just couldn't get points. You compare that to Belding, who had 300 yards rushing at first half. It was incredible, just the way that they were able to run the ball. And then big plays, obviously, were a big part of that game.
Columbia Central, a team that maybe – the first 3 weeks of the season, we wouldn't think they'd be in the position they are now. Nice win over Hanover Horton. Their rushing game looks awfully strong, and they've got a shot.
They've done that the majority of the year, but controlling the line of scrimmage for them was the key in this game. When they've been able to do that, that's when they've won games this year, and they did that in the 41-26 win against Hanover Horton. Obviously, we'll talk about Braden Ellison through this show tonight. He had a great game, over 200 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns, but really came down the line of scrimmage and that offensive line for Columbia Central being able to control that line, and that was just the difference in that ball game.
Napoleon with a nice 40-0 shutout win as they head into a big game this week. They've been setting some records the last few weeks, some of the guys on the team.
No, it was incredible to see Holden Van Poppel break the receiving yards record for Napoleon, and also Grant Bradley goes out and breaks the single season touchdown record for passing touchdown record for Napoleon. So that was great, and it's nice to see this Napoleon team continuing to play well. They're going to have a tough matchup against an undefeated Addison team here this week.
Lumen Christi, the number 1 ranked team in Division 7. Napoleon is ranked number 2 right now. Lumen Christi suffered a loss to Division 3 Gaylord, a game they were down 21-7, tried to come back, but they came home with a loss. And it's been quite the road run for Lumen Christi.
This is one of those that you draw up at the end of the year and you say it's probably a good thing it happened. Mm-hmm. Wakes the team up a little bit, but you can't go on the road against a quality team like Gaylord. Gaylord's undefeated, very good team. And go through 3 turnovers in the first half and expect to get a win. You saw in the second half a much more Lumen Christi team that looks like the teams that we've seen all year, and they really dominated the second half. Key will be, can they get rid of some of these turnovers? They're going to need that as they go through the playoffs.
Addison, you look at their score, you think Kansas Jayhawks are playing basketball. School record 84 points, and they've just been putting it on all year.
You said it. They've never scored so many points in a game, and they do it against Springport this past week. Just an incredible offensive performance for Addison. They're going to have to do it against a much better defense in Napoleon this week. We'll see if Josh Lindeman and the Panthers can do it.
And Grass Lake had a nice win after 3 straight losses. Braden Late back in form, a couple touchdown passes in that one.
Yeah, Grass Lake had a big game. Also, Liam Etherington had a really nice game running the football. That offense doing well. They've got to get that consistency as they go through. They're going to make the playoffs, so it'll be interesting to see what this team can do as long as they can get consistent offense.
Yeah. Plenty to talk about still, including the Week 9 matchups, and we'll have our game picks. We'll slide in D. Rice for that. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
You never think about a good tow truck service until you really need one. Jimmy's Towing and Auto Repair in Jackson will be there for you in a flash. Our technologically advanced GPS software enables us to pinpoint your location and dispatch the closest truck to assist you in no time. Jimmy's has the largest towing and rescue truck fleet in the area, and we have the right equipment for any towing need. When you need help in a flash, call Jimmy's. Jimmy's Towing and Repair in Jackson.
At Consumers Energy, we believe change is preparing for the worst by putting to work the very best. Change is improving by replacing utility poles and redesigning our substations. Change is commitment to upgrading 1,000 miles of our energy grid every year. And change is confidence, the confidence of knowing when it comes to keeping the lights on, we're always on. Consumers Energy, a force for you, a force of change.
You got a mic? Let's get this clean. Get your hands
He
out of
doesn't
the way.
have a mic.
Get your hands out of the way. My hands are here. Where's your mic?
Grocery stores make shopping convenient, and convenience is what Alro Metals Outlet is all about. Our vast inventory of aluminum, steel, plastics, and more will help you get the job done. Whether you're a professional or a do-it-yourselfer, our retail stores make it simple. You select it, we cut to length, and shear to size. Right here, right now. Whatever you need, Alro Metals Outlet is your one-stop shop for metals.
Welcome back to the Aspen 1 Hour Football Show, and we welcome in D. Rice. It's time for our game picks, and we will get things started with 8-man. Athens and Concord. Josh, I'm going to start with you.
Yeah, I mean, Athens has lost 9 straight games. You date back to last year when they lost 55-18 to Concord, the same game last year. Athens giving up far too many points, 49 points a game. Concord going to be too much. I'll take the Concord.
Yeah, I'm going to take Concord as well. 5-3. They're averaging 37 points a game as well. So give me the Yellow Jackets.
Dave, Marshall Northwest. This should be a pretty tight game.
Yeah, Northwest last week had 2 weeks ago, they had the 7-6 win against Coldwater, low-scoring battle. Last week, they had the loss to Hastings, but I'm going to take Northwest at home against Marshall.
I like Northwest in this game, too. Date back to 2007, 2008, when they won 5 games in a season. They're going to do it for two consecutive years with a win over Marshall, just like last year.
Back to you, Josh. Homer and Leslie, a game that really you can only draw up on paper. This could have been played in any year since 1950.
Yeah, I mean, I tell you, this is a tough one because Homer winless. I'm rooting for him. I want to see these young kids get a win. But both defenses have been really struggled this year. Leslie's offense has been a little bit more consistent. I think the offense will get it done. I'm going to take Leslie in this game.
Yeah, I agree. Leslie been more consistent on offense, and Homer, again, still looking for a win. They've struggled throughout the majority of the year. I'm going to take Leslie at home.
One of probably the more meaningful games on the slate is, of course, Columbia Central and Manchester. Manchester done a few things that we didn't expect, and then a few things that we did expect. How about Columbia Central?
Yeah, well, Columbia coming in, me and Mason Kaiser from our staff got a chance to watch Columbia beat Hanover last week on their home field for senior night. It was a good win for Columbia against a Hanover team who struggled for a part of the season, but Manchester coming in, Ahead of the season, I picked them as one of the teams to be at the top of the Cascades, and this is the third place crossover, and I think they get a win at home against Columbia.
Yeah, I mean, Columbia Central 4-4, Manchester 6-2. Everything on paper says pick Manchester. I'll tell you what, this game scares me. I saw what that line of scrimmage did against Hanover Horton last week. Manchester's a different football team, but the way they controlled the line of scrimmage, I was really impressed. I'm going to take Manchester because they're at home. I think they're the better team, but if Columbia can get a running game going, it really makes me nervous. I'd like to see Columbia with a chance to make the playoffs if they can get this win, but I think the Dutch will be a little bit too much for them on that turf out in Manchester.
Springport and East Jackson get together, both coming off disappointing losses where they both gave up a ton of points. Something's got to give here, Josh.
Yeah, I'm going to, this is a tough one here. Both teams are 2-6. Both teams have struggled this season, but I just look at this game and I think East Jackson is got just enough. Both teams are going to show up. They're going to fight hard. They're going to play the best they can. I think East Jackson will get it done. And for only the second time in the last 12 years, they're going to earn 3 wins. So that's a step for Coach Joe Niehaus and the Trojans.
Yeah, I think East Jackson also takes that step and gets their third win of the year. I'm going to take East Jackson at home, and that game actually will be played on Saturday. So East Jackson getting a weekend victory.
Very nice. Jackson against Hazlitt. Jackson again coming off a tough loss. We know they'd like to finish out the regular season with a nice win.
Yeah, and of course that was a tough loss last week against Belding, but Belding's a really good football team. They're playing against a tough matchup again with Hazlitt, and unfortunately, I hate to say this the way it might end the season for Jackson, but it's a lot to ask for if you're Jay High on paper, so I'm going to take Hazlitt.
Jackson High has beaten Hazlitt the last 2 years to make the playoffs, and this year I think it's going to come back and bite them. Hazlitt needs this win as well. They want to secure a better spot in the playoffs, and Jackson's just been too inconsistent on both sides of the ball this season. We saw it last week, and I got a feeling that's going to carry on the road to Hazlitt. I'll take Hazlitt for the win, unfortunately, probably ending the year for Jackson.
Harper Creek and Lumen Christi get together, and you said it during the break, Josh, are they really playing this at Ford Field? And I think the Lumen Christi faithful think that too, because their goal is to get back there in November. This is a Saturday game, weird little game, but I think Harper Creek's going to be looking forward to it.
Yeah, Harper Creek's also playing well. They've scored over 50 points the last 2 weeks. Lumen Christi looking to bounce back from that loss against Gaylord. Lumen Christi plays well at Ford Field, so they're going to show up and prepare themselves. I just think the Titans are too much. I think you're going to see that defense step up like the defense we've seen all year, and I think that will really stifle the offense for Harper Creek. I'll take the Titans.
Yeah, Lumen Christi defense going to be too much for Harper Creek. I'm going to give Titans as well at Ford Field.
Another Saturday matchup will be Addison and Napoleon, and this should be just an all-timer. I'm glad I'm not picking in this one. Who do you have, Dave?
This is tough. I mean, Addison's coming in, of course, undefeated. I think other than Lumen, I would make a case Addison's best team there, averaging 55 points a game. Napoleon coming in, of course, the East champion. They've only had one game this year, and they won where it was by one possession. So Napoleon's been able to take care of business. But I think Addison gets the job done here on the road, and their offense has just been too much this year.
Yeah, both offenses have been really good. You look at Napoleon, they're averaging 42 points a game. You said 55. You rounded up a bit. It's 54 and points some. So we'll split the middle there. But both defenses have given up only 19 points a game. Both defenses have been pretty strong, and most of those have come in the second half when you got second string, things like that. This is a hard game to pick. I think big plays, turnovers are certainly going to play a factor in this game. And I look at this. How do you differentiate these two teams? I'm going to take the best player on the field, and that's Grant Bradley. And I think his presence on both sides of the football, the way he can impact the game, running the football, passing the football, and in the secondary, is going to be the difference. I'll take the Pirates in home to win the Cascades Conference for the second year in a row.
Hanover and Grass Lake, both teams coming off opposite results last week. Grass Lake flying high with a nice win, and Hanover coming off a tough loss to CC.
Yeah, Grass Lake needs the victory to make the playoffs. They beat this team 32-22 earlier in the season. Hanover Horton, they're struggling right now. They're also limping into this a little bit. They've been injured, and I'm not sure they're going to be at full strength. I like Grass Lake to get the win, earn the spot in the playoffs, and beat Hanover Horton for a second time this year.
Yeah, coming into the Columbia game last week for Hanover, talking to Coach Messer at a time, they're pretty banged up. They won't have their starting quarterback with them, and that's a tough ask if you're Hanover Horton. And Grass Lake got a nice bounce-back win against Leslie last week. I'm going to take the Warriors at home.
Jonesville at Michigan Center in a game you can see right here live on JTV. Coverage at 6:45, jtv.tv as well. And who was your winner for this game?
I'm going to take Michigan Center at home. The Cardinals win the regular season with a victory going into the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, Center won this game earlier here. Week 2, they won 35-22 against Jonesville. And, you know, both teams, again, we've talked about this a lot, struggled defensively throughout the year. Both teams giving up nearly 30 points a ball game when it comes to the points that they give up. But I just think Michigan Center, they've been more consistent on offense. They've really been able to score the football, even with that inconsistent defense. And I think that'll be the story. I think you're going to see Jonesville put up some points. But at the end of the day, I think it'll be too much offense coming out of the Cardinals.
And those are our game picks for Week 9, the final week, of course, of the regular season. D. Rice, thank you for sliding in. We'll be right back. We have our Player of the Week and this week's broadcast schedule.
For over 35 years, Nostalgia Inc. has been Jackson's home for all things comics, graphic novels, and games. Whether it's Spider-Man, Batman, X-Men, The Walking Dead, or even Stranger Things and Star Wars, Nostalgia's friendly staff has decades of experience and can find the perfect gift for that fanatic in your life. With the largest selection and inventory of the latest comics, you're always sure to find something new and different at Nostalgia. Looking for something from years back? Our backstock selection can't be beat. And don't forget to ask about our subscription service so you never miss an issue. Into Magic the Gathering, D&D, Pokemon, or tabletops? We've got everything you could ever need. Whether you're starting a new hobby, a seasoned collector, or just shopping for that superhero in your life, Nostalgia Inc. is the place for you. Nostalgia Inc. on Mechanic Street in downtown Jackson.
Performance Automotive Northwest. We do way more than auto parts. We've got new lawn equipment from John Deere and Honda, chainsaws and trimmers from Steel and Husqvarna, 2 John Deere ready-to-mow mobile service trailers to make repairs quick and easy for you, and of course our bumper-to-bumper parts selection for almost every vehicle. We really do have it all. We'll even fill your propane. Performance Automotive Northwest, proud to be independent and locally owned for 35 years. Visit us today on Airport Road in Jackson.
When you have a sewer or drain issue, make the call to Minuteman Sewer and Drain. Sure, we all want to be the guy that can get under the sink and get the job done. Trust us, we know it's not for everyone. Call the experts at Minuteman Sewer and Drain for 24/7, 365 same-day emergency service. Let us be the ones to get under the sink. Let Minuteman Sewer and Drain take care of the clogs or debris and get you flowing back to normal. When you don't have time to waste, call Minuteman Sewer and Drain, 783-9952, or online at MinutemanSewer.com. Minuteman Sewer and Drain. We open drains others can't.
Welcome back to the Aspen 1 Hour Football Show. We had plenty of great players to choose from for our Player of the Week. But Josh, we have a running back from Columbia Central this week.
Our Wilson McNick Player of the Week is Braden Ellison from Columbia Central. The senior running back had a huge night in the 41-26 victory over Hanover Horton. Ellison carried the rock 33 times for 209 yards, averaging over 6 yards per carry, scoring 3 touchdowns to propel the Golden Eagles to their 4th win of the season. Congrats to Columbia Central Golden Eagles. And this week's Wilson McNick Player of the Week, Braden Ellison.
Congratulations to Braden. Great rushing performance last week. Here's our broadcast schedule. Jonesville at Michigan Center. That'll be our live game. Airs 6:45. Coverage starts at 6:45, excuse me. And then our other game, Hanover Horton at Grass Lake. Some great matchups. Usually we're excited for the Big 8 Cascades rivalry. Now that this Cascades conference has kind of shaken out East and West. Tell me your thoughts.
I played in that crossover. I loved that crossover, and it's something I look forward to every year. And I was a little nervous to see it disappear, but I'm really getting excited to see the Cascades Conference crown a champion on the field. I love that they're going to do that. We'll see how it plays out the rest of the league and the rest of the crossover games, but excited for Saturday to see Addison and Napoleon headed off to crown a champion.
Yeah, great games will be played Friday and Saturday, and then Monday we'll be talking about playoffs already. Hope to see you next week. Good luck to all the area teams. We'll see you next time on the Aspen 1 Hour Football Show on JTV. Hey, are you the floor director? Hit everyone with a quiet on set. Really?
Are you guys good? Are you guys ready?
That's called insubordination. Quiet on set!
I think we might be ready.
Now we are, that we can hear.